Afternoon, y'all. It's not morning. Are you guys ready for the retreat rundown? So, I'm not filming at my usual time because I just got back from retreat. Got in actually at 1 o'clock this morning. There was a 3-hour delay. There was like pea soup fog in Seattle. And of course I flew Minneapolis, Seattle, Eugene. But that's okay because I got a finish while I was sitting at the airport on my 3-hour delay. Actually, I didn't get a finish at the airport. I mostly got finished, and then I finished it on like the 40-minute flight from Seattle to Eugene. So today's mug is from Kitten Stitcher. It's Mississippi. I like the cotton. I think that's cotton. Sweet tea and all the magnolias. Teddy bears originated in Mississippi. It's the Magnolia State. Yeah, I love it. I don't really feel like I'm filming, and I don't know why. I think it's because it's not 6 o'clock in the morning. But, okay. Best new thing in the world today. I started diamond painting. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I judged everyone else when you guys were diamond painting. I was like, that's not cool. I don't like it. And then I was gifted a diamond painting kit at retreat. And McKenna and I opened it up at the after party on Sunday. And we diamond painted from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m. And then we got up the next day and we diamond painted until our Uber got to Mindy's house. So here's the diamond painting. It's a big one. It's going to be like a fairy. And I did all of this bottom in like 20, whatever. I don't know. We diamond painted for like 10 hours. No big deal. 10 hours on Sunday. And then, I don't know how many hours on Monday, but McKenna did the top and I did the bottom. It's not an obsession. It's not going to take over my cross stitch time. I'm excited. Rose is excited to do it, so I'm excited to do it with Rose, and it'll be fun. Other best new thing in the world today. Ooh, I might have to cut that out. Other best new thing in the world today is you guys know how I love a crossover. Well, Geek Pins paired with Hannah Alexander artwork, and they made a Belle and the TARDIS. It's called Tale as Old as Time Lord. Right? It's a pin. It's kind of heavy, so I'll probably keep it as a pin and not wear it or not use it as a needle minder, because when they're needle minders, they're just a little bit. These ones can be a little heavy for the fabric depending on where you're using it. So, love it, love it. Get rid of that. Okay. No FFOs. I FFO'd things last week for retreat, and I didn't have anything to FFO this week. I haven't done my ATC yet, which is crappy of me. Way far behind, but whoops, what did I do? But that is what it is, so it'll get out. It'll go out. It always goes out. It's just going to be late. I'll send extras with it. Isn't that cool? Belle and the... but I did have some finishes, so this is Gobble. It's called Gertie Gobble. She's from Bent Creek. I don't know when this design is from. Oh, copyright 2005. So she's kind of oldish. I charted everything in the called for except for her. The sheep itself, she's supposed to be 3025, and I substituted a Threadworks that I had. And this is stitched on 35 count straw linen, and it's 1/2. So, how cute is she, right? Cutest little sheep. Let me see if I can. Holding things up is not... You would think it would be easy, but like how cute is she? How cute is she? So everything is 1/2 except for the background of the sign, and that is 2/1/10 stitch. And I just did that because I was afraid that the sheep and the background of the sign would be a little bit similar, and I didn't want them to be too similar, so I figured the textural difference would be good too. But she's freaking adorable, and she's going to be a tiny pillow. And this chart look how cute she is. This satisfies my turkey sow requirement, I think, because she's a sheep, but she's also a turkey. She's dressed up. It's like a perfect storm. It's a sheep wearing clothes, kind of, because it's a costume. So it's Halloween because it's a costume, and it's a turkey sow because it's a turkey, and it's a farm animal because it's a sheep. It's like this chart is like everything to everyone. But the chart next is going to Melanie Smith, Yarns and Threads, and then I'm going to see if she will be willing to send it on to Hanan when she's done, because Hanan also asked me for it. And usually I don't say like, hey, can you send it to so-and-so next? But this time I did, because I don't think Melanie will mind. And then my other finish in my Diana bag. My other finish. Y'all, I'm so excited about this. I have to find something else to put in the Diana bag. That won't be hard. I have 800 whips. You know it. You love it. Tiny Modernist, Haunted Mansion Sal. I finished this one at retreat. Because I saved it to stitch at retreat, because I know I've been showing it a lot, so I figured like it would be fun to see this like in person. Carol was there, Saltbox Stitcher, and she had brought a lot of her samplers. It was just fun to see the people bring brags of things that they've shown on their floss tubes that I've been like watching on their floss tubes. So here we go. I stitched this room. It was last. So this is done and dusted. Initials put in. Done. Can you not even? I cannot even. I didn't make any substitutions. I made one floss substitution on this, and that was to stitch the Mad Scientist not as a Howley. So everybody on this who has skin has a different skin color. And if you're a skeleton, you're just the same color, because all of our skeletons are the same color, y'all. I think that's important to remember. That's like a metaphor for life. All of our skeletons are all the same color. And apparently all of our ghosts are all the same color. So, oh gosh. I love this so hard. I love this so hard. And now that this is over, I'm feeling a little bit of withdrawal, so I'm just going to start the Christmas one, because Tiny Modernist. Cheryl said that she would put me on a payment plan so I could just direct deposit money to her every week, and then she'll just send me everything new that comes out as soon as it comes out. So it'll be like an account. Like I'll have an account balance, and she'll just... I mean, not really, I think, but kind of maybe. I don't know. And then this, I showed this last week, but this is from Melanie Smith, Yarns and Threads, and I'm going to, Jolyn is going to turn my Tiny Modernist into a wall hanging. We'll just hang it up here with a hanger until Halloween, but then Jolyn will turn it into a wall hanging, and I'll put that on it. So that's done. So what did I work on? I have my Love You More Studio Co. book sleeve project bag. I finished week 1 of Stitchy. So if you guys don't know, Stitchy or Stitch Along is a true mystery Sal. Like they have the whole thing charted out, but they just send you like the weirdest snippets. And you might get like half a letter, right? 1 week. So week 2 was released while I was at Midwest Cross Stitchers, and I haven't stitched that yet, but a lot of people in my group are done. I just finished week 1. So this is I'm not sure what count the fabric is. Probably 28 count. This is a 28 count even weave, and it's in Fossil, and the light is really good right now, so you can see there's like greens running through it, and it's a lot of rust. And then you're supposed to just choose your own colors. Like they gave you 4 suggested palettes, Stitchy did, but I chose 4 Mosale that I never thought I would get to sub in for anything because they're like too variegated. And my focused color is Mosale Uruguay, this one. And that's what the swirlies are in. People are calling them the 69, but I'm just calling them the swirlies because chances are good, like, this is going to turn into an H or something. Like, that's how Stitchy does it. So, week 2, there's like a little, it looks like an eye underneath here, like a black eye, and there's little teardrops in between these. I'm hoping these are counted right because I had to count down like 57, and I did it on the plane. But I counted 394 times. So hopefully I got it. But I'm excited to do part 2 of Stitchy because I think, so I used, this is Mosale Olaf. That's what these little guys are. And then Mosale Uruguay. I said that's what the swirlies are. And then the other 2 I have are Mosale Munchkins and Mosale Han. So I think I use Uruguay again for the letter that's down here, but I get to use one of these other colors for the little teardrops that are in between those. So super stoked about those. Very excited about Stitchy. There's a lot of cool team challenges. I have to go take a picture of myself in the bathroom with that. because there's a team challenge to take pictures of yourself and your team with your Stitch projects at work. And I don't work until Friday, and it's due on Friday. So I'm not going to stress Lolly out. If you don't work, you can take a picture of yourself in the bathroom with it. So that's where I'll be, in the bathroom. And then my other whip, and this was funny because this was the only other thing I worked on at retreat, and I sat down and I came back to my seat once, and Lisa, Kindred Stitcher, is just sitting there stitching away on my project, and I thought, like, that is a really good idea. The next retreat I'm going to go to, I'm going to bring a project with me and just write "Stitch Me" on top of it. And I'm going to leave it somewhere, like sitting at my seat or on a different table or something, and I'm just going to say, like, no, really, stitch me. So I'm working on Yule Queen. This is from the Primitive Hair. She's awesome. Australia Michelle made me do this. And I had started on this, but I wasn't very far along. So this is how far I got, which is not bad for retreat stitching. So prior to retreat, I had like half of this sleeve, and then most of these dots, I think I had the dots like down to here. So, or maybe I had a little bit of, anyway, I finished the dots in the skirt, and then I did the bodice, and I started filling in. So the cool thing about this chart, and most primitive hair charts, I think, is that it only calls for one fancy floss. So this gray that I'm using right now, which is this one, and the fill-in right here, this is Gentle Arts Barn Gray. And everything else is charted in DMC. But you guys know I have 8 gajillion fancy flosses, so I just used fancy floss for the rest of them. This is a 14 count Ada. No big deal. It's an over dye. I think I stitched on the wrong side because I think, maybe not, I don't know. This needle minder is from Dawn, Frosty X Stitch, and then this one is from Jennifer Upton. I have one more of these to auction off today for Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. It's a Santa. I took the stars. But yeah, so I stitched on that at retreat, made pretty good progress. I am using my That's So Kelly Co. This is my new Bitsy Bob. Kelly was my roommate. So I ordered this and had her bring it to me at StitchCon. And this is really nice because like it'll hold my Gentle Art, all the other flosses are in here, and then it holds my scissors. Like, that's a good magnet. And speaking of scissors, I'm going to kind of try to do things in my usual order, and then I'll talk about retreat like in the middle, but some things just come up, right? So the Bitsy Bob came up and the scissors came up. So these scissors were a gift from Cheryl, the Wayside Stitcher. Scissors and fob. She put a cork on the end to keep me safe because she knows. But look at that owl. She said she found the owl and then the rest of the fob kind of developed around him. She said she had to search everywhere to find these leaves, but I'm going to say achieved, right? That was awesome. And then Lisa Reel from Bend. She's one of my Oregon chickies. She made these leaf needle minders, and she just had them sitting at her table. So if you came over to chat with her, she's like, take a needle minder, which I thought was super cool. I don't think anything at retreat was like not super cool. Michelle Rudy can run a retreat. Like, that chick can run a retreat. Super awesome. And then also in this bag, I got this is a project tracker book. This is Suzette, Primitive Stitcher, who, oh my God, you guys. So Suzette comes up to me and she's like, I'm fangirling right now because I'm talking to you. And I'm like, I'm fangirling right now because you walked up to me and talked to me. Like, I was kind of afraid to go talk to her because don't do that though. Don't do that, everyone. Don't be afraid to go up and talk to anyone. Everyone's always nice. So I bought this because this reminded me of a project bag I have from Mama Joan. But it's called My Stitch Journal. And Suzette, I think she said, is going to offer these maybe on her Flosstube videos. So if you don't subscribe to Suzette, Primitive Stitcher, you probably should. And if you do subscribe to her already, make sure you ring the bell because that'll tell you chart title, designer, fabric, fibers, miscellaneous, start date, completion date. And it has like 32 pages of that or something like that. But for me, with these things, like, this is handmade, but it's the little details, right? Like, look at that scissors printed down there. This is an insert so you can keep your page, but it's cool. It's an old-fashioned scissor ad. So I'm stoked about this. I love it. It came with a little clippy to hold it closed, and on the clippy I got a hand charm. One of those creepy primitive hands. It was the only hand left, so that's what also sold me. So now I have to put all my projects in here. I have no idea where to put things. Once again, story of my life, nowhere to set things. And then, last but not least, Lisa Nortman. She was my swap partner for the Midwest Cross Stitchers I sent to her. She brought project bags that she made. Hello. It was interesting because nobody grabbed this one. Nobody picked this one up. And she was like, I don't know why nobody. And I was like, it's because they knew that I was here. And everybody, I think, wanted to give me the chance to pass on the donuts before that. I had it. How am I going to not buy the donut project bag? So here's Lisa's information. It was a $25 bag. That's her PayPal. She has an Instagram, Badger Family 5. And this is a nicely, like, I'm stoked about this bag. The corners are on point. The inside fabric is like a polka dot. It's sharing. My 2 primitive hairs were both in here. But now that I've emptied the other Diana bag, I'll put Yule Queen in the Diana bag. So that's Lisa. I'll link her Instagram below because y'all need a Lisa bag. At least I think everyone needs a Lisa bag. And then another purchase, because this was in the Lisa bag. I got a piece of, I forget what count it is. This is from Lori, textilist, from another one of my Oregon girls. She called this Tequila Sunrise. It might or might not have been named something else at Lisa's Crazy House Party, but I can't say that on my channel. So I actually bought a piece that was 18 by 26, and I split it with Julie and Robbie, who are my Thursday night roommates. Julie Gulf Coast and Robbie Groninger, who are now my tribe. So that's super cool. I don't know what I'm going to stitch on it yet. I think Julie and Robbie and I are gonna find something to stitch on it, but it's a gorgeous. So Lori can dye fabric, y'all. She had a lot of fabrics there to dye, and they went fast. But just look at how consistent the variegation is on this. There's no like, ooh, this spot isn't variegated. That is a really nice, consistent. Ooh, and there's a face. Look over here. Do you see it? Mouth, nose, outline of the face, no eyes, big hair, awesome creepy face. I love a good creepy face in a fabric. So those are my whips. Plans, I'm going to do, hopefully, it's already like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or something. But my plan is to do this week's Stitch, get caught up with that. I have to stitch like a little cute thing for my ATC, which is no problem. And then I'm just going to have you take a minute. This is my Love You More Studio Co. book sleeve project bag. This is the exclusive one that was in the Hocus Pocus bag. It has this. So I took this to work on as a travel project, as a possible travel project, but I worked on Gertie Gobble instead. And you always overestimate. I'm going to work on these 10 projects while I fly for 2 hours. Well, so this is from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. This is Primitive Stitcher Tarot card. It's the Stitcher. I know she has another one that just released, and I think it's called the Snips. It's one of these little guys who, like, freaking adorable, right? This little guy, and he has a scissor, snipper. So I've already bought the Stitcher. There's the snipper. How cute is that? And then the snipper is in this. She said the snipper is the second of 3 skeletal buddies. Look for the final pattern next week, and then a surprise project using all 3. So I'm kind of glad I didn't start it, because now I'm going to go get this one and wait for the third one. The nice thing about Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and they're not all like this, but this one is a free pattern, so you pay $0+, which means send her $1. Don't send her anything. Send her $5. Send her $497. Whatever you think it's worth. And it's not like, oh, I think this is worth 73 cents. It's like, I sent her $5 because I had $5 to send. I might get the second one and not send any. I might get the third one and send another 5. Like, I just don't know. But I think it's cool to offer them like that, because, like, then it can be free, but then those of us who can pay can pay. So, I don't mind. I don't mind that. And then I actually chose a floss for it. I'm going to do them all in Carrie's Creations Aquamarine. Or I might change my mind and do them in Color and Cotton. I just changed my mind. I'm going to do them all in Color and Cotton Goblin. Because I'm going to do them on this fabric that I dyed. And it's a nice long piece. There's some stitching there that needs to be frogged out, but it's a nice long piece, and I dyed it with aquamarine and gray rit. So I think that'll make awesome tarot cards. Yep. And they're small. They're like 54 by 86. One color. So that's all kitted up. It'll be my travel project. I don't think I will start it until I see the third one. But the third one's coming out at the end of this week, and we're already like in the middle of this week. So Color and Cotton Goblin. So nice. So nice. So that, and then it is currently, right now, we're in the middle, well, we're at kind of the beginning of Startpocalypse 2018. You heard that right. Startpocalypse 2018. In preparation to not start anything in 2019, I'm going to do the exact opposite and start everything in 2018. So when Lolly and I went through that video and figured out what I wanted to start and what I wanted to get rid of, I have like 38 or 39 things that I want to start. So I'm just going to start like one every other day for the rest of the year. FTW. So, and the way that I'm going to also finish things is I will pick a new start every other day. And in the morning of each day, I will stitch on my new start for 2 days. And then in the afternoon, I will stitch on the thing that I'm focusing on for a finish. So like the morning's gone today. But today I will start whatever I spin right now. And then later this evening when we're home from swimming and whatnot, I'll work on Yule Queen a little bit. So Yule Queen will get touched every single day until she's finished. And then I'll pick a new thing to focus on for a finish, which will probably be Argeria because she's pretty close too. So should we spin? This is my 2018 starts wheel. There's a lot on there. I keep adding and I'm not mad about it. Barbara Ann Deer. Yes. So this is new. And now I get to show you guys. I'm super stoked to start this. Julie Gulf Coast brought this for me, and this is new Barbara Anna, fresh, spankin' new on Julie's site. So I talked about my plans. I didn't thrift. Let's talk about purchases, because I don't know where the heck that deer... It's in this giant stitch compile over here, and I don't want to disrupt the giant stitch compile just yet. So I'll show you the deer when I get to it, but know that I'm going to start it today. I kitted the deer up completely from Color and Cottons. And then I had to find a color for the antlers at Stitchville. So I got a little card from Audrey. It's so pretty. Audrey Stitchy Witch 42 has jumped into the world of dyeing flosses. So this is Witch's Brew. It's one of her first dyed flosses. Oh yeah, that's it. Do you guys just have a Jersey Shore moment? Oh yeah, floss is here. If you don't watch Jersey Shore, I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, floss is here. That's nice, isn't it? Blues, grays, purples. I'm going to find something to use that in. If you're not watching Audrey, please try to go watch Audrey. She is sweetest, kindest, gentlest, witchiest chick you could ever hope to watch on Flosstube. What else did I get? Should we talk Color and Cotton? Because I got some Color and Cotton. I'm trying to separate. I get 5 skeins of each. I get 5 skeins of the primitives and 5 skeins of the regular. So here's my primitives. These are amazing. Love You More Studio Co-Bags, also really good for showing flosses. It just gives you something to hold it against. So this is Old Moss. It's a nice greenish gray, variegated. This is Fawn, which is showing a little more green on camera. I think this is more like purplish. There, that's better. I'll hold it down there. Fawn. This is Chai, which is, that's what my chai tea looks like when I mix it. So nice variegation on that. Angela's variegation is really good. A lot of us were talking about this at retreat. Old Lace. This one's not as variegated, as I just say, but it has a bit of variegation and it's really pretty. And Haystack. This is reading a little pinker than it actually is. So those are my Prims, which I love. And then these are my Brights, which I also love. This one's my absolute favorite of the whole week. It's called Lagoon. Of the whole month, it's called Lagoon. It's absolutely fantastic. It's everything from like dark blue-gray to this ultramarine down here. It's absolutely incredible. I can't wait to stitch water with that. This is ultramarine. Did I just say ultramarine and then come up? It must have been in my head because I was looking at them. This is really pretty. This is a little bit more green. Oh, look at that variegation. Do you see that? This is pickle, which I love. I don't know if I've ever eaten a pickle that color, but I love a good pickle. That's what she said. Sunflower. So pretty. That's better when I don't let the other light hit it. Sunflower. Nice light yellow to medium yellow variegation in that. And then this one, Rose is like, I want that one. And I was like, no. It's good for kids to hear no. This is called Tropical Sunset. Absolutely fantastic. So those are my coloring cottons. I'm swimming in floss, y'all. Swimming in floss. Because if you know or if you don't know, you might or might not, I don't know. Edwidge, EJ Creates, and I, we split our Victorian mottos every month because we both get the limited editions, but they tend to be different. And we were both like, oh, I'm so jealous of yours. Oh, I'm so jealous of yours. And then EJ was like, well, we both get 20 yards of each color. Like, should we just have some? And let me stop and start again. If you split your Victorian Motto Sampler Shop subscription with someone, each subscription is 6 skeins of 20 yards of Victorian Motto floss for $14.99. That's every month. That includes shipping. It's $14.99. If you split it with someone, like Edwidge and I do, we split it. I send her 10 yards of all of mine. She sends me 10 yards of all of hers. What we end up with every month is usually 10 yards of 12 different colors of floss for $14.99. Where do you get that? Where do you get that? You don't get it anywhere. This month we didn't end up with as many colors because we had 2 that were the same between the 2 of us. But she got awesome colors. This one's very cherry. Ripe wheat. That's going to be a good yellow gold for samplers. Orchard plum. I love orchard plum. The variegation in this one is good. And harvest pumpkin. So if you're sitting there asking yourself or saying to yourself, Michelle, you get way too many flosses, and I would like to get some flosses, but I cannot get as many flosses as you do, you crazy wench. I hear you. That's totally legit. So let me just break it down. I like color and cotton. You get 5 skeins. 5 skeins of 8 yards each for $12. Mine's $24.99, but I get 10 skeins. So I'm getting 10 skeins of 8 yards each for $24.99 a month. That includes shipping. Color and cotton, I'm getting 6 skeins of 20 yards each for $14.99, and then I'm splitting them with Edwidge. So volume-wise, the Victorian mottos are a better deal, right? Variegation-wise, color and cotton beats Victorian motto. So if you're looking for heavier variegation, you want color and cotton. If you're looking for less variegation, you want Victorian motto. If you're looking for ease of stitching and like beautiful buttery floss to stitch with, you cannot go wrong with either. They both use a DMC base, and they're both dyeing. Victorian mottos are maybe a tiny step silkier to stitch with, but it's so minute of a step as to be, it doesn't make a difference to me. They're both fantastic. It is moderately difficult to get refills of both of them. So like if I needed more, what is this, Tequila Sunrise? I gotta watch that movie again. I bought Tequila Sunrise fabric. Oh, Tropical Sunset. Tropical Sunset. I still want to watch that movie, Tequila Sunrise. Mel Gibson, Michelle Pfeiffer. Hot. Anyway, it's moderately difficult to get refills of either one. the nice thing is there are so many people in each floss club that you can just put the call out and be like, who wants to help me find more floss? But like Angela will put extras of this on her website, but I guarantee you they will sell out. They will sell out. And I'm not mad about that. Because very rarely do I just try to be smart and use them for a project that I know I can get through with one skein. So that's that. Is that enough floss? What is this enough stuff? This is Bewitching Hour. This is the second set of grays that Nancy came out with. Nancy Turner Victorian model. I missed the first set of grays, but thank the floss gods. Diana did not miss the first set of grays. And so Diana got the first set of grays. I got the second set of grays. And guess what? Yep. They're 20-yard skeins, y'all. We're going to split them. So 20-yard skeins. This is 12 skeins at 20 yards each for $30. 31, 34, I think, after shipping. And then I split these with Diana. So Diana and I each end up with 24 skeins of 10 yards. Is that right? 24 skeins of 10 yards for $30. So 240 yards of fancy grays for $30. And some of you are out there like, why do you need that many grays? I don't know why I need that many grays, but I do. So I'll just, swaying tombstone, zombie, haunted graveyard, threw something on the ground. This one is bewitching. Ooh, darkness calling. Good name, Nancy. Creeping fog. Dang. And also, like, who doesn't need a floss called darkness calling? Moonlight creatures. Like I'm going to say no. Cauldron bubble. Goblins and ghouls. Fog in the lagoon. Monster in the dark. What did I throw on the ground? Whispering shadows. That's a nice floss pack. I regret nothing. I regret nothing. I might call this I regret nothing. I had to order Better Homes and Gardens Cross Stitch and Needlework issue October 1999. Why did I have to order this? Because I have the Santas and I needed the witches. This is Wendy Mossbacher. I have a Santa sampler like this. I'll put in a picture. I had no idea she had witches, but I own it. When will I stitch it? What a silly question. There's Krynick in this. Lots of Krynick. And then look at these. So the pumpkins down here at the bottom, they're rounded road stitches, which I'm super excited to try. Now, you get questions all the time. Can I do specialty stitches on Aida? You can totally do stitches like this on Aida. You can. But do you see how it's charted? Like this is charted for an even weave or a linen. So they use every single hole down here. So what you can do on Aida is either you make your pumpkin a little more sparse and you use all the Aida holes. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Instead of 11 stitches to a side, it would be like 5 or 6, right? Which would still, I think, look okay. Or you just pierce the Aida. You can pierce the Aida. You can do it with a cross stitch needle, a blunt one, or you can get out a sewing needle and it just slides through like butter. I've stitched over one on Aida. You too can stitch over one on Aida. So don't ever feel, I just don't want anyone to ever feel like they're excluded from a pattern because it calls for specialty stitches or whatever. Like, are they easier on linen? Yeah, because you don't have to pierce your fabric. Does that need to be something that keeps you from doing a pattern? Never. Never. Okay. I made a little order from Starlight Stitchery, which feels weird because it's within driving distance, but there were some things that I had to have. So this is a re-release. Prairie Schooler 4 Seasons, book number 208. You know what got me on these? The moons. the moons. I think I'm going to take the smiley face off of the summer moon because none of the other moons have smiley faces. So will somebody remind me in the year 2034 when I finally get around to stitching this that I wanted to take the smiley face off that moon? That would be great. Okay, this is a new one from Satsuma Street, Jody Rice. It's called Santa's Flight. Come on, y'all. It's Santa and a hot air balloon. And he's in like the most multicultural city ever because this looks Japanese to me. This looks Russian to me. I don't know what these were. But Santa in a hot air balloon flying over It's a Small World. Yeah. And we have USS Enterprise flying upside down escort under Santa. You'll never unsee it. You're welcome. And the real reason I called to make an order from not Friendship Crossing anymore, Starlight Stitchery. Used to be Friendship Crossing. The real reason I called to make an order is because they said on their Flosstube video, if you guys don't watch Starlight Stitchery on Flosstube, you need to go watch them because they do like hints of what they have in the shop and they do previews of what they've ordered. And sometimes, because Anne at Friendship Crossing, she was so nice and so sweet, but she didn't keep good records. So sometimes they run across stuff like this when they're organizing. Blackbird Designs Trick or Treat. It's an oops from 2005. By oops, I mean out of print. I'm looking at you, Schoolhouse Stitcher. Look at all that. So I don't know if I'll stitch it all, but like, look at this. It's a sketchy bird wearing a hat, and the bird is trick-or-treating. Look at him. He's holding out his dish for candy. He wants some stuff. It's fantastic. And it's mine. It's fantastic and it's mine. Two things that I love together. Oh, I got something on eBay. Do you want to see? Now, is this an antique sampler? I was looking at it pretty closely today, and I don't know that it is. But I love the colors. I love this four-sided stitch alphabet. Like, I don't think it's an antique because this part right here with the T that's missing, it really looks like someone either just didn't stitch that or they pulled it out. Because, you know, you're looking and you can tell when there were stitches in holes, and it just doesn't look like there were any stitches in those holes. So it looks like it was kind of artfully done to look old. But I really like the colors. I really like the colors. And I like how this looks unfinished. This is mostly blank. There's like a letter over here. But now I don't think it's antique, but I'm not mad at it because I bought it because I really, really like it. And that's one less thing for me to stitch. And I didn't pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, so don't worry about that. Okay. Should we talk retreat? Because I got some stuff. It's not that much. McKenna and I got new Ort jars, but McKenna lost hers, so I have an Ort jar. I tried to set it down really easy because I've been told that slamming things down on the table hurts people's ears. This was part of our swag. Some people got shaker boxes and some people got little baskets from Ohio Farm Baskets. This is like the cutest thing ever. I love this. And you can hold it by the handle. And it's like wood inside. It has a wood base down there. I just love it. What I think I might want to do is like find a long skinny thing to stitch and put it around. So, I mean, one of the strings would be really nice, but I'm not super drawn to the strings, so I'll see if maybe like a border from something that would be quick and put it around because you know I'm obsessed with drums and things like drums. These are I have my own Susie Reno thread drops, Santa, and a bunch of other, and she was telling me how she made these and it sounds super easy, so I think I might. These are better than my donuts, you guys, because you can actually like, they're better. And then she gave me some needle storage tubes. I call these my trick tubes because they're the ones with the magnets underneath, so you can take the lid off and be like, pow! And it looks like the needles are going to fly at people, and they don't fly at anyone. So it's mean, and I love it. And now I can actually keep track of like my different size needles without leaving them in the packages. So Susie Reno, hilarious, tiny and adorable, fantastic person, super, super nice. I got a card from Cheryl, the Wayside Stitcher, which is like as adorable as Cheryl is almost. But that was from my scissors. So love it. This you don't need to see. That's old. I got some Bitsy Bobs, y'all. I was roommates with Kelly, okay? Of course I got Bitsy Bobs. Kelly Stadola, BB Cutie, Alice in Wonderland fabric. So the cuties are nice. These are like gateway Bitsy Bobs, right? So it still has a little snap pocket here, so you can put your scissors, or you can put like a highlighter. You can put your lip gloss in there. Today my lips are, this is an Arbonne lip gloss. It's called Cardinal. If you have an Arbonne chick, hit her up for it. And if you don't have an Arbonne chick, hit me up. I have one. But it's so cute, right? And there's a magnet in here and there's a magnet in here. So she doubled us up on the magnets to hold our scissors and whatnot. And the back is coordinating. So I love this line of Alice in Wonderland fabrics. I may have just sent a ton of that fabric to that's Love You More Studio to get some. Don't judge me. You're not judging me. You're my people. And then little did I know that Kelly was making me that one. I sent her this fabric to make me a Bitsy Bob, and she picked the coordinating checks. So I have like 2 different Alice projects, Bitsy Bobs, and she put the checks. Those snaps might have been loud, but of course, your usual fantasticness inside the Bitsy Bob. These magnets, I said it, they're really strong. Mine hold my scissors now. Because I use a needle minder on my project to hold my needle, I just snap my scissors on there and it's perfect. And then I love my Bitsy Bobs. I was a little disappointed, and I told Kelly that I didn't come into the room and just see like the whole desk or both beds or something just tiled with Bitsy Bobs, but I told her I forgive her, just don't let it happen again. Don't let that happen again. I did snag a Mama Joan bag, and there were like 5 that I wanted, of course. But I got one that said Minnesota, and it has ground dwelling creatures, Minnesota. It has a skunk. I love it. So here is what Julie brought me, Gulf Coast Stitcher. She sent me a picture of this prior to coming to retreat, and I was like, if you don't show up at retreat with one of those for me, I didn't have to threaten her. She knew. So she brought me this. This is Barbara Anna, called Dear Joy. Stunning, right? Just the way it is. Animals wearing clothes. Goes with Yule Queen, kind of. So I thought to make her go even more with Yule Queen, I would convert her to like a cool colored color and cotton palette. So this is her new palette. She's going to be stitched in this color and cotton pearl. So I'm going to make her pearly. Let me sort myself out. I should have sorted myself out prior to this, but you guys know that doesn't happen. If you've been here before, you know that doesn't happen. And if you are new here, welcome. I don't sort myself out beforehand. I have really good intentions and things are kind of grouped in piles, but so I converted her to all color and cottons, and that's my palette for that. And then I couldn't find something that I loved, a color and cotton that I loved for her antlers, so I went with this one. It's like a brownish, and then there's grayish blue in there. And then Julie actually picked this. This is 32 count Lugana in stone gray. And that's going to be my fabric. So the colors are super variegated, some of them. So I like a less variegated fabric, I thought would be better. So it's going to totally change the feel of her. Like she's not going to look very much at all like she looks now. But I think it's still going to be amazing. And we'll find out because I get to start her today. Because this is what we spun. The B.A. Deer. And it's in the Mama Joan bag from Minnesota. It has the plaid, of course, plaid inside. They wear almost as much plaid there as we wear here. It might be a close deal as to who wears more. So super stoked to start her. I'll probably try to. I always say I want to like start stitching while I'm editing a video, but I can never stitch and edit at the same time because it's like 2 things that you kind of have to pay attention to. Hopefully hopefully I'm not wiggling around too much for my new sound setup. This was my door prize. So the way they did door prizes this year is everybody donated, and I have no idea who made this bag, but isn't that pretty? It's a brown batik on the outside, which you guys know how I love a batik. And then on the inside, it's like lotus flowers that grew out of the mud. This is the mud. Lotuses grow in the mud. It's a metaphor. They actually do grow in the mud, but it's also a metaphor. But I don't know who made this. So you guys, if you made this and donated it, will you tell me? Because I like this bag a lot. I'm a big, huge fan of it. I did pick it like really fast because Rudy yelled at me. Farmy yelled at me. And then I got a couple things off the freebie table. Most everything I got off the freebie table I was getting with an eye for giveaways or fundraisers. So I grabbed lavender and lace, and there's one lavender, and this one's called the Bride, and there is one lavender and lace bride that goes for quite a bit on eBay. And if this is her, then she will be an auction for one of the charities, because I'm not going to stitch her. She'll either be a giveaway or she'll be an auction. So I just want you guys to know that when I go to retreats, I'm always thinking about you too. I'm thinking about like, what can I pick up for my homies? This one's for me. This is the Stitchy box from the 2016 Countdown to Halloween Black Widow from Northern Expressions Needlework, and it came with the fancy floss. This is a really long video already, so I picked that up for the Stitchy box. That's for me. I picked this one up, Bent Creek Joy. I'm not sure if that's for me or if I'm going to use it for a giveaway. That might be a giveaway, but I love it. I picked this one up, Heart in Hand Acorns. I'll probably stitch that. At the very least, I'll stitch the acorn, but it has a little acorn button. Love it. This one I picked up because I am going to stitch. I picked it up for this fish wearing a crown. It's a fish wearing a crown. I love it. The lighting's not good for my little bottom cam. Otherwise, I'd show it on a close-up in there. And then I grabbed this. Oh, two more. I grabbed this Cricut collection. It's called Summer's Morn. And I just loved it. I thought it was a different take on sunflowers. And then this little one says "so be it," but like so. And then the last thing I got is a little bit out of my comfort zone, and it's a little bit out of my wheelhouse. It's from Sikas & Co. Halloween Heart, and those are all specialty stitches. So we'll see. I might give it a go. Why not, right? They're not like specialty. It's not like I'm stitching Anasazi Song or anything like that. I don't really know what Anasazi Song is. I just, Gary Parr is stitching it, and it looks complicated. So here's the swag bag. First thing, it didn't come in the swag bag. This was Nancy Spruance put together a bunch of little charts for us. And this is from her Autumn Leaves chart. She gave us her Autumn Leaves chart that she released in 1984. But what she did is she gave us all these cookie cutters and then a little piece of perforated paper, and we all got a Karen Wildflowers. This is Fiesta. And what you're supposed to do is you stitch a little leaf. You stitch a little leaf on the perforated paper, and then you hang it from the cookie cutter, and it becomes like an ornament inside of an ornament. So I thought that was really cute, and it'll be like a fast little stitch, which is nice. And then Jen of the Stitching Niche, she gave us a needle minder and some limited edition flosses. Donated them for everybody. This is the Hey Chickie limited edition. And of course I ripped the, it's fine. I ripped the sticker of what their names are, but I'll just write them in. We got needle minders from Faraway Designs. She's Stitchin' Blues on YouTube, Flosstube, and then she's FAD Needlework. So Faraway Designs FAD Needlework on Etsy. There you go. Cute. We got a 10% off coupon code for Diddly Daddle Designs with the bags. Cindy Lou Who. She's Cindy Young, but Lou Who. Cindy Lou Who Stitches, little fall fling. That's really cute. That'll get stitched. It's a chart. She did it for us. It's really cute. She is on Etsy as Loohoo stitches. Love that. We got a Twin Peak Primitives Halloween truck. We got a Twisted Threads. It's a booklet, and there were 2 different styles, so some people got one and some people got the other. I might stitch this acorn house. It's called Autumn Leaf. Might or might not. I like it, but I have a lot of things to stitch. Everybody got to Raise the Roof. This one is Spooky Fence. You guys know I'm obsessed with Raise the Roof, so you know I already have this one. So we'll be giving this one away eventually. I don't know when. Maybe now. Not now, but maybe at the end of this video. And then our, the pièce de résistance, Teresa of Shakespeare's Peddler, did a retreat exclusive. And she said, this is exclusive kit by Shakespeare's Peddler for the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. It will never be reproduced or released or sold anywhere. So this is ours. Pale pumpkins, and then it comes with the scissor fob. And she showed us how to put a little pocket on the back of the scissor fob, and then she put a little piece of paper. I'm gonna sneeze. She put a little piece of paper in here that we could have all the people at our table or whoever we wanted to from the retreat sign it, kind of like a yearbook. And then you tuck it into this little pocket. So that was all the swag. That was not all the gifts. There was a major gift. Jessica, Sporty Stitcher, she found an amazing estate sale earlier this year. It was from a lady named Kim, and she was young. She was really young, like in her 50s, and she passed away, and she had so much stuff. And Jessica talked to the person who was running the estate sale, and she said, look, I can't possibly take all of this for myself, but I'm going to this cross-stitch retreat in October, and I know that most of these things will find homes with people who will love to stitch them. So she brought tons of stuff. And I think probably most of my freebies are from her estate sale haul. But there were a couple things that she held back and didn't put on the freebie table because they were specific people I can't even talk because look what she brought me. This is Michael Powell Tuscan Gardens 1. It's a full kit. Right behind it, you will see Michael Powell Tuscan Gardens 2. It's a full kit. And behind that, you will notice Michael Powell Tuscan Gardens 3. It's a full kit as well. Are you dead on the floor? Because I almost passed out. She was like, oh, here, these are for you if you want them. If I want them? If I want them? I just had to add these to my wheel to start them. I was going to start them at retreat, but pro tip, you can't stitch a Michael Powell at a retreat. Well, I can't stitch a Michael Powell at a retreat. So this is Tuscan Gardens 1. You're seeing it large. Tuscan Gardens 2 is here, and Tuscan Gardens 3. And I think what I'm going to do is, well, obviously it just lends itself to being a triptych, right? So either I will change out the fabric that's in here for some gigantic fabric and try to stitch them all together on one piece, or I will frame them next to each other because they're all 8.6 by 17.7 inches, which is not too big individually, but all in one piece will be kind of largish. But these will take me 93 years to stitch, so I have time, right, to decide. My great-grandkids can decide how they want to frame those. Okay, stitch veil. So you saw one thing. I bought the one piece of fabric and one floss for, look at that little guy. He's cute. It was just they sold this for $1. It's a Prairie Schooler. I think it's a freebie, but I'm not mad that they sold it for $1. Whatever. It'll take me 5 minutes to stitch that. I found this. It is a Shakespeare's Peddler. It's called Tread Lightly. It says, tread lightly, you're just passing through. Whoever charted this charted it in silks. These freaking fancy designers and their Gloriana silk charting. Gloriana's in silk colors. Who does this Teresa person think she is? I'm kidding, of course. So, I don't know if I'll stitch it in silks. I'll have to raid my stash and see what kind of silks I have. I have great silks. I actually have silks that Teresa sent me. So maybe I will stitch this in silks. But it's not going to be in these colors because I got this to stitch it on. This is Picture This plus Barnwood. This is a 36 count. So I'll do it whatever whatever silks I'm able to find or whatever matches this color. It'll probably be Coloring Cotton or Victorian Motto because I have a ton of those. But this is a good excuse to raid my silk stash because Teresa put it out there that silks would be nice. I'll do it 1/2 in the silks. And my barnwood is much warmer. This is reading kind of, well, maybe that's good. No, that's good. So that'll go on my list of things to stitch. I scored this for Diana. I don't know, Diana, if you'll do the alphabet, but I know you'll stitch something on that little tombstone angel. So that was in the clearance section. This was in the clearance section. Stacey Nash, Birds of a Feather. It has a turkey on it to match my Martha Agnes turkey. Why not? And I don't know why. It might be because the turkey is red and green, but this just says Christmas to me. So that's good. And we're almost at an hour, and I haven't hardly done anything. I got a couple pieces of fabric. This is, I don't know if this was dyed at Stitchville or something, but this was just a really fantastic piece of 30 count. It's called 18th Century Rook. It was $3.09. It's small. It's like that big. But look at that. Like that's a good, something monochromatic on that. And then I actually found some Dames of the Needle fabric. So this is the same size piece as the last one I showed, but this is $5.59 because Dames of the Needle. And this is a 32 count. It's called Smashing Jack. And it's cool. It's nice. So Halloween obvs. And then I got a couple of, in the clearance section, Prairie Moon, Spring Trainin'. I've never really seen this one before. But man, I love all those little motifs. And I don't know if there's really baseball references on here. There's like hands or gloves or something. But when I think spring training, I think baseball. But I just love those the ladies with the umbrellas. Like, love them. Love them. I got this one, the work basket. It caught my eye because of the house. I really like that shape of the house. But then there's this turkey over here. He's very regal. He's wearing a crown. Can we talk about the funky legs on that cow? How do you not love that cow? And then skeleton sheep. Someone was like, you need to change skeleton sheep. And I'm like, heck no. Creepy sheep is happening. And then look at the cow. Like he has a backwards leg. I'm not mad at him though. I love him. So I just love this work basket. And then the last one I found, another very oops. Blackbird Designs Mother's Honor Due. With my needle, I sew our names to give my mother her honor due. I'm going to stitch that. They do a lot of these for their borders. They're just little cross-stitch 3x3 squares. I love them. So that was it. That was it for Stitchville and Retreat and, oh wait, the after party. So McKenna and I went to Mindy's house for the after party. And Mindy was like, she's working on a diamond painting right now of a Haid, and she's doing it freeform. So she had these little diamond paintings, and she's like, I don't even want these. So I brought this one home. It uses round diamonds, and it's not fully painted. Like this stuff down here doesn't have diamonds on it. So, and then if you look at the diamonds, they're like Swarovski crystal kind of. They're not Swarovski crystals, but they're like sparkly like a diamond. Not like the usual, like opaque, but they're translucent. So that'll be fun. And Rosie said she'd like to try a small one first before we tackle the big one. The crinkling might be really bad on this, so I might cut that out. But I think that was it. I think that was my last piece of swag. That was my last piece of swag. So we're not too bad. We're just at an hour, and there's a couple things I can cut out. I do have 2 shout outs. And these are sight unseen shout outs, but I don't think I haven't watched them yet. I'll watch them tomorrow morning when I wake up and get back to my normal routine, but I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And I know I'm not going to be disappointed either. So the first one is Sarah King. She's Lady Siler, 72 on Instagram. And she just made her Flosstube #1 today. Like she uploaded it today and she texted me and she's like, holy cow, look what I did. So I haven't, full disclosure, had a chance to watch her yet before I made the video, but I love Sarah. I love Sarah. And you guys will love Sarah and go watch Sarah. And then the second one, my girl, Edwidge. So Edwidge Sheila, who is Simcats on Instagram, SYM Cats, and then Gary Wayne Holvater, Gary, sorry. It's an established thing. I don't say people's names right. They started a Flosstube, and they're called Sunshine Stitchers. It just posted this weekend while I was at StitchCon. I keep calling it StitchCon. StitchCon is a catchy name. It just posted this weekend while I was at Midwest, and I didn't have time to watch, but I don't care that I haven't watched. I'm still going to give them the big go ahead, and I want you guys to all go watch. So they'll be linked below. Books. I finished a book, The Scorpio Races, because I was reading the Raven Boys series, and Maggie Stiefvater, I can't say that right. Well, Gary and Maggie, I said your names wrong, both of you. Same author as the Raven Boys, except this is a completely different, like this is a standalone, one book, different world. Got it on audiobook for the travels, and oh my God. Like there were times during the retreat, like when I was just eating dinner, or like I kind of sat by myself a little bit on Friday night just for a minute to like decompress. And I was like, I wonder if anyone would mind if I just pop my earbuds in and listen to a little more of this book. Fantastic. 5 out of 5. Jessie Marie will not lie to you about books. 5 out of 5. Jessie Marie recommended. I agree. That's all there is to it. Okay, let's talk auction. We're still going strong with the Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep auction. This last week, we raised $225 for Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. Amazing. So the first week was Kathleen's Decline, the rug, which, oh my God, she brought another rug to Minnesota, you guys. Oh, Kathleen, I can't even with her rugs. Like, it was so incredibly amazing. And Purple Stitcher won it, and she is so lucky. Like, it's awesome. So that week we made $260. Last week, I didn't add it up, but it's like a little less than $100 for last week. And then this week, $225 for the auction. So amazing, awesome. We're getting those little pictures for those little babies. I'm really parched. Travel. You know how you never drink enough when you travel and then you catch up with like a couple of days to catch up with it? So, okay, let's talk about these. The first thing up for auction was Prairie Moon, and this is called Witch Shadow Box, and it comes with all the stuff to go inside the shadow box. Kay won this for 40. Well, I don't want to say how much. If you really want to know how much, you can look on the Instagram. But Kay won this, so Kay, congratulations! And she already donated. Like she is super duper 394% on the ball. The next thing that was up was the Monopoly board. It's Gently Loved. Angie sat across from me at retreat, and she was like, I gotta win that Monopoly board. And I was like, I wish I had done it a week ago so that if you had won it, I could have brought it to you in person. But Angie, now I'll just mail it to you because she won. And as sad as it made me to know how many people were connected to the Alzheimer's cause, it makes me more sad to know how many people are connected to infant loss. Not that death is ever easy, but at least when someone who's elderly dies, you know they've lived. Right? I shouldn't make everybody cry. Or myself. Keep having to remind myself I'm cold. I am cold. I'm mean. Judith Kirby's Victorian's House number 4. Katie, Black Cat Stitcher, won this. It's signed. So congratulations, Katie. She already made her donation too. I will send that. And then I got a surprise bunch of stuff from Jennifer Upton last week, and I opened it after the Flosstube video, and I was like, I gotta just put some of these up, right? So some of them sold this time, and then I'll put some up again. Some of them sold last week, and I'll put some up again this week. These are expensive, and let me explain why. So these are from GPA Designs, which is Julia, it's the lady's name. Giulia Punti Antici, whatever, I think it's Italian. But so like this one was won by Yellow Rose Stitcher, and it went for $75, which is way less than retail because this fob down here, that fob is sterling silver. So if you buy this chart retail, which you can, the fob is $120. I have more stuff like this. So, Yellow Rose Stitcher got it for $75, which I think is a crazy heck of a deal. Plus the families get pictures of their babies. Jennifer also, I have a couple more of those, and I'll put them up again this week. She also sent needle minders. These are like mine. These are guitar picks. So both of these were won by Becca. $5 each. I put these up for inexpensive because they're needle minders. So $5 each. I have one more this week. And then Jennifer also sent scissors fobs. And these are freaking amazing. Look at that. And they're like, if that looks like a lot of fun, let me tell you, that's a lot of fun. Because she said keep one for yourself, and I kept one for myself, and I used it all weekend, and I got so many compliments, Jennifer, on your scissor fob. So this one goes to Glenn Hempel. So good job, Glenn. And I think that's everybody that won this week. So what's up next week? Well, I have a lot of stuff this week. So I don't mind putting up a lot of stuff. You guys tell me, like, is it too much? Because I think it's fun. So this week I have, this is Cecilia. Now she's just the chart. So you can get just the chart for like $20. So I'm just going to put her up for 10 and somebody can grab her. And if nobody grabs her, then I'm going to donate the $10 because my grandma has a porcelain doll and it's like a butter dish, or it's like a, whatever. It's a dish with a lid and everything, but I could easily convert the colors to yellow and stitch this and put it over top of her. And it has all the finishing instructions. So that'll be up there. And then this will be up there. This is the Maria Teresa pincushion doll. So if you look here, she has like a little bag that she carries, right? And this is the bottom of the bag, right there. That's all sterling silver, $925, and this retail on the website is $144. It's not platinum. And then these pins are also very expensive. I think it's $45 for the 2 pins. So I'm putting this one up also for, I don't know what I put it up for last week, but I'll put it up for the same as I put it up for last week. So if you're feeling spendy, then you can go bid on it. But it's beautiful. And it comes with all the instructions to finish this. The tops of these dolls are like $150, $200. Crazy. But I mean, they're awesome and so unique. And then I have Elizabeth's trunk, and this goes with the Elizabeth doll that Yellow Rose won, but it's just a trunk and it has a matching motif, but it has like a thimble that's $100. It has the sterling silver set here that's $100, and this scissor fob down here is $45. So I don't know what I put it on, but it was like $140 plus $120 plus $45, and I did not put it up there for $200. So I know they're rich and they're specialty items, but if somebody's out there and they're willing to, pay half of retail to have the money go to charity, then I think it's a great cause. Okay. So I don't know if you guys knew, but I saw this. If you watch Jen's Stitching Niche, then you saw that she stitched this. So this is a book, and every page in this book is a sampler in an alphabet. And each page in the sampler has a specialty stitch. So like A is for Algerian eyelets. So you do a bunch of Algerian eyelets on the A page. This was out of print for a long time. This was 2006, 2007 printed, and you couldn't get this anywhere. Well, I just saw a post because Jen brought hers to the Midwest Retreat and we were all looking at it. I just saw a post on the Midwest Retreat page that Erica Michaels is re-releasing this. So I will start this one at retail, and whoever wants to pay, like I'm not going to be mad if it just gets one bid and it goes for retail. But whoever wants to get it for charity, you can get it for charity. But if you don't get it for charity, or if you don't want to wait a week to see who gets it, just call your LNS. I'm sure Acorns and Threads can get you one of these. I'm sure they can. If you don't have an LNS, call Julie McConnell, Reflections Framing and Stitching. She can get you one. Call Acorns and Threads. She can get you one. Yeah. This was donated at Retreat. Don't everybody freak out at once. Kyle may already have this. It's Mirabilia's Fairy Idol. It goes for about $50 on eBay. Not bad. I'll start it at the Mirabilia price of $15. It was $10 when it came out, but that was in 1996. So let's count for a little inflation. I'll start it at $15, and if I put a Mirabilia or something up on my auction page and bids go up to $394, I'm going to let you pay $394 for this because you're not paying me. You're paying for photographers to take pictures of infants that have been lost, right? And I can't argue with that. So she'll be up there. Fairy Idol, Mirabilia. Everyone's so amazing because they're like, well, I don't have a lot of, if somebody's like, I don't have a lot of money to donate, but I have this out of print. Oh yeah, it hasn't been opened. Crazy. And then this was sent to me. A friend was destashing. So a friend of one of the viewers on the channel was destashing, and she has this half finished and didn't get around to finishing it before she destashed it. This is from, I want to say it's like Butternut Road. This is a Butternut Road chart. It's called Summer Sampler because you get the chart, but you also get all of the flosses that you need. And this is already started. It's well underway, actually. And it's big. So the stitches are beautiful. It's just a white, off-white linen. It's really pretty, really well done. I promise it won't come with any of my lipstick. But yeah, I'll put this up for auction because I would, as much as I would love to finish it, I just have to, I'm starting to, it's hashtag think like you're 100 because I have more stuff in my stash right now than I could ever possibly get to. And what did I do? I went to Minnesota and I bought more stuff at Stitchville. But that's okay because I have found a way to use my incredible stash for good, right? By doing auctions for the charities. So it's all good in the hood and everybody gets more stuff because I have too much stuff and charities get money. We're A-okay. All right, let's do the giveaways. Okay, so this is the part of the video where we do giveaways. What I do is I tear charts out of magazines. Alaska. And then I will tri-fold it and put it in an envelope, crease it, put it in an envelope, and I'll send it anywhere in the world. A couple weeks ago, every single one of my charts went somewhere not in the US. So that was a heavy postage week. But there's some weeks that all the charts go to the US, so whatever. I don't remember whose it was, but one person's chart was supposed to go to the UK, and I put domestic postage on it, so it came back to me. So if you're thinking, hey, I haven't gotten my giveaway chart yet, it's because I did that. So, sorry. But this is the Kind sampler. 22 people asked for this, and it goes to Jenny Pickens. And what I've done is, everybody who's won charts, I've commented on your comment from my previous video, and I said, hey, either, hey, give me your address, or hey, I'll send it to you because I already have your address. So this one is Farm Animals. You get the cow, and this is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April, 1992, May, June, 1992, and July, August, 1992. So the cow is from March, April. The ram is from May, June. And the best, fattest pig ever is from July, August. And you get all three of those. 21 people asked for these, and they go to Lauren Klinger. So, Lauren, did you email me? A couple of you already emailed me, which is amazing, because I comment on comments, and then I film a video, and people are already emailing me by the time I'm filming a video. So, this next one is called Illuminated Manuscript, and it is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April, 1992. So this is another March, April, 1992. 17 people asked for this, and it goes to Jennifer Radcliffe. Jennifer, I have your address. If I've sent you something in the past, this is why I ask you to email me your address, because I keep them. So chances are good if I've sent you something in the past, I already have your address. This is the Wonders of Spring butterfly sampler. It's from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April, 1996. 34 people asked for this, and it goes to Brenda Greer. So Brenda, I think I need your address. The next one we called Birds. I don't know which issue of the magazine it came from, but I'm pretty sure it's Cross Stitch and Country Crafts that it came from. 28 people asked for this, and it goes to Verpy R. Verpy, we know I have your address. Verpy's won a lot in the past. And then I did this, Simply Samplers. This is a full kit. This is the Elizabeth Robinson sampler, 1811, with linen and DMC, stitched mostly in 926, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I did not want to give this one up. Let me tell you, I really wanted to keep this and stitch it. So I am more than happy to say that I'm sending it to Jan Hicks. And the reason I'm more than happy to say that I'm sending it to Jan Hicks is because she has a Flosstube. So when she ever gets around to stitching it, or if she ever gets around to stitch it, I'll be able to actually see it getting stitched, which is nice. That's not to say I don't want to send things to people that don't have Flosstubes, but I just get super excited when I send something to another Flosstuber because I'll actually get to see it again. If I send you something and you're stitching it, tag me on Instagram. I love to see them. I love to see them. Okay, let's do this week's. So don't say giveaway because I'll delete your comment. Just say I would like to stitch and then the keyword that I give you. And you don't even have to actually say I would like to stitch. You can just say lighthouse and that can be your entire comment. Personally, I think that's a little bit rude. You can at least say I would like to stitch the lighthouse, especially if you listen to me talk for an hour and 20 minutes about it. Please be 18 or over. Please be a subscriber, although I don't know how to check that. This is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, again, March, April 1992, and it's a lighthouse. I'm pretty sure you gathered that. It's by Maureen Doherty. I don't see, oh, she's from Portland, Oregon. Maureen Doherty. It doesn't say what lighthouse it is, but whatever. I'd like to stitch the lighthouse. It's probably somewhere here in Oregon. This one is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April 1996. It's part of the Wonders of Spring series, so with the butterflies, it's called In the Garden. So I'd like to stitch the garden. This one is cute. It came from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, March, April 1996. It has a goose on it. B actually stitched this. It's called Apple Time. So I'd like to stitch the goose because it has a goose. The goose looks a little flustered because of that cat, which I'm down with because I don't like geese. So the more they're flustered, the happier I am. And then because Christmas is coming, this is from November, December 1987. And this is a Santa. Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, November, December 1987. You don't have to stitch that 1987 down there. You just take it out. Or if you're clever, you can rechart 2018. But that's a nice Santa. I like those old-fashioned Santas. And look at the smoke coming out of his pipe. That's really nice detail. I'd like to stitch the Santa. And then the last one is from Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, July, August 1995. They did a Bridges of Madison County series. And which one do I have? I have Roseman Bridge. So I'd like to stitch the bridge. And I know I have more of these. So if you win this and you would like to stitch more than one bridge, because they have, I think these are the bridges they have. Roseman Bridge, Hogback Bridge, whatever. This is for Roseman Bridge. If you would like to stitch the bridge, say I'd like to stitch the bridge. And if you win this and you'd like to stitch more than just the one bridge, I will look through the charts that I have and try to put any other bridges that I might have with it. Because I think it's cool to have more than one, right, in the set. Let's just give away Spooky Fence today. Not that I don't love Spooky Fence, but I love it so much that I already have it. So I would like one of you to love it as well. So I'd like to stitch Spooky Fence. And it's fun because Teresa Vinette and Susie Reno designed these together. And this one was actually designed by Susie. So Teresa told me. Susie did the fences. So I'd like to stitch Spooky Fence. And I love... This chart was approved by the American Monsters Association. You guys, if you haven't had a Raise the Roof chart, I would just recommend getting a Raise the Roof because they're just clever. They are just clever. And once you've watched Susie and Teresa on Flosstube, you can kind of hear their voices in the chart, which is fun. This was sent to me by a friend who had already stitched it. So this is a partial kit. No beads, just a little bit of floss. This is Mill Hill Woodland Santa. No beads, no perforated paper, just some of the flosses. Holly and Ivy Santa. So we'll say I'd like to stitch the Mill Hill since we already did the other Santa. So you guys are really reaping the benefits of my 10 for 10 clean out because I'm still going strong with that. And I think... Oh, no. So going back to the auctions for the cakeys, For Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. Another from Jennifer Upton is that Santa, the Santa needle minder. So this will be up on Instagram. And then two more scissor fobs. So I have this one. It's really helpful, you guys, if you do a floss tube, to just have something that's like semi-rigid to hold things up against. I find it very helpful. So this has a lobster claw clasp, but this is like pale purples and whites. That'll be up. Another scissor fob from Jennifer Upton. Very, very fun. And then this is a little shorty, but I also kept one that's a little shorty because I like it. It's a little short, poofy one. That'll be up on my Instagram as well for auction. So, did y'all make it? I am parched. I was dry before, and now I'm like, I talked for an hour and a half dry. So I'm going to try to edit this down a little bit and maybe make it like, instead of an hour and 23, make it like an hour and 18. That's much more manageable. Do not apologize to me if you do not have time for the long videos, because I love you anyway. Susie Reno, I'm looking at you. And that's it. So I didn't answer hardly any of the comments from last week's video because I was away, but I will answer them. Trust me, I answer all comments. And if I don't answer in a comment, it's an oversight and not a snub. So cheers to coffee in the afternoon. I love you so much on Flosstube, and go to all the retreats. Go to all the retreats. And until I see you guys again, keep sprinkling that stitchy kindness. Oh, I have 5,000 subscribers. I'll work something out for next video. I don't know what, but keep sprinkling that stitchy kindness. Bye.